All right. Yep, I see it. We're rocking and rolling. Good afternoon, fellow Misfits. Man, it's been a couple weeks. Been a crazy couple weeks, but here we are once again. Big Bad Jon here live in Misfit HQ. I'm here for another Misfit Monday Debrief. It is November 13th, 2023. I don't know. I always feel like I sound official saying the date, but it's just there's a particular podcast that always runs through my mind every time I start this up, and I'm sitting here, what is it? Man, I can't remember the name of it now, but it always makes me feel so formal when I say the date, even though it's just the date. But there's all of our ramblings for the day. Just kidding. Again, I'm Big Bad Jon. Welcome to the Misfit Monday Debrief. We're looking forward to sharing some slightly different news with you today. But first, and always, the thing we want to ask first is, how are y'all doing? We'll give y'all a couple minutes to kind of get tuned in, and then I'll ask that question again. And we'll go ahead and get this out of the way now, just so people don't go too crazy. I'll have to show again later anyway. But for the debrief today, I'm actually, let's see if y'all can see that nice and clear. I'm actually going to go ahead and drink decaf. I know, it's a sin, it's crazy. God's 12th commandment, thou shalt never drink decaf. No, but in all seriousness, why am I going to sit here and drink decaf while we wait for people to filter in? Well, because if we're going to sell it and we're going to make sure it tastes good, someone's got to be tasting it, right? And so we have to taste the decaf, and you got to be able and willing to sit and drink a cup of decaf once in a while to make sure that it's still tasting just as good as it was the first day we roasted it. So here I go, brewing up some Mexican decaf. You can see at the top here, which I hope y'all like that. Nice little display of all of our cartridges. Just something for y'all to see while you filter in. So again, let us know how you're doing. Go ahead and drop in the comments. Come find us in person. However you want to do it. Let us know how your week went last week. Let us know how your week is starting out. We know it's the weather shifting has had people's allergies going crazy. Holidays always get joyful and yet a little stressful at the same time. So we really are genuinely interested. We want to know how y'all doing. We want to know the ups, want to know the downs, and more importantly than anything, we really want to know how we can be praying for you. Whatever we can be doing to hey, what's up, Will? A lot of coffee. Yes. Why? Thank you. It is. We try to stay just a little stocked. A pound here or there, just on hand at a time. But we try to have some on you. Now, if you want to know how long it would take me to get through all of that, not long. Not long at all. I have to throttle myself back so I don't drink all the product, because it's kind of hard to run a business if you drink all the product. But decaf included, because again, I will say, we said it from the start, if someone's going to do it right, we're going to do it, and so here's the decaf for you. Nice and hot, burn the tongue a little bit, perfect for the weather. Which, again, as we were saying, we know that people's allergies are kind of running crazy, and, it's holidays get a little stressful, got a lot of extra events going on, people going off to weddings, a lot of different things. So, let us know how you're doing. Let us know what we can keep you in prayer for. If there's any way we can help, if you're just needing coffee brought to you, if you're just needing someone to talk to, if you just need a place to sit for a couple minutes. We had a lady come in the other day, and just all she wanted was to just sit and have a cup of coffee and talk. That's fine. That's why we're here. It's, the business comes second. The mission that God has given us is what comes first. I'm sure you're seeing a little theme. This will be a little precursor to what we're going through later. Yes, Princess Magpul, I know, they're coming out of my paycheck, so someone will have to come buy a cup of coffee to cover what I've done, and if not, then I'll just lose it out of my paycheck, and that's okay. I'll take that. Now, do I like losing my paycheck for a cup of decaf? Not so much, but that's okay. We take what we can get. But with that being said, I think we've given enough time for people to filter in. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, for the third time today, I'm Big Bad Jon. In case you don't know already, in case you're tuning in late, in case you just brought this up, you're watching this later, and you just decided to skip to the 5-minute mark, here we go. Just 8 seconds off from the 5-minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and give a couple quick updates, and then this debrief is going to go a little different And that, yes, we'll be debriefing last week, but more so this is, I guess, a debrief all the way back to the beginning. But with all that said, let's kind of get started. So first off, for Misfit businesses, again, I hope y'all have been going and checking out the Misfit business page. We keep adding to it as God has blessed us with more people to work with. And we specifically say it's not just clients, it's people we get to work with, because each relationship we make is one that God uses. And so we actually have two to announce. So I don't know if y'all are familiar with Waterfowl Outfitters. They're a duck hunt club and just a hunting association out there. Not association, but I forget the exact word you'd want to use, but they've got land, they've got duck blinds and everything set up. So they had spoken to us months back about supplying them with some coffee for their business. Got to the colder months. Now we're coming up on duck hunting season, on hunting season in general, which we know a lot of y'all out here are excited about. And we're happy to tell you that Waterfowl Outfitters, within the next few weeks, will be carrying our coffee. So, yay, I know, it's exciting. This is and I do the whole yay cheesy clap because this is the first of this kind of business that we've had the blessing of working with. So we've been working pretty hard to get their order completely ready. You'll be seeing it there not too long from now. Again, it's not even up on the site yet. We'll be giving you a more firm, hey, now when you go hunt with them, you can drink our coffee, when that gets there. But we just wanted to go ahead and give you all heads up now because we know people are always planning for their hunting seasons and where they want to set up. So that Misfit business, along with, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Rogue Faith Off the Grid, the tattoo shop out in New Bern. But Michael, the guy who runs it out there, and the artist that he's got on board with him there, just, man, a bunch of phenomenal people. He had approached us. He had talked through other people, word back to us, wanting to know about coffee months and months ago. And I'm talking, long before this was ever even envisioned. We never quite got to hook up. He finally came out and found us at one of the more recent farmers markets here downtown in Dyersburg, and one thing led to another. We're going to be supplying them as well with coffee for y'all to buy at the shop to drink, as well as the bags, the cartridge packs, all of that. So again, it's been and as we'll get to in a few minutes, but talking with him is sort of what is pushing the debrief to go the way it's going to go today, along with just how we are, just in terms of the greater mission of all of this. But you'll be able to find our coffee out there in New Bern as well. Again, so just yet another business to add to the roster in New Bern. And again, just another one to add to the types of businesses we work with. So those two businesses, again, Waterfowl Outfitters, that's out in Friendship. And Rogue, I always get it wrong, Rogue Faith Off the Grid out in New Bern. So y'all make sure to be keeping an eye out for them. And you'll be able to get our stuff there. So with the businesses covered, products, as we know y'all have been asking quite a bit. Our Ethos mugs, the 12-ounce mugs, the tumblers that everyone, and I agree, everyone's been saying they're the perfect size, perfect everything for taking your cup on the go. We just spoke to the manufacturers this morning, and we should actually have those shipping out tomorrow. So that's pretty exciting, because that means that they'll be here for y'all shortly. Again, and those manufacturers are partners out at Planetary Design. Just phenomenal group of people. They send samples as soon as we even show interest in something. If any of y'all say that something ain't quite working right on your mug or whatever it may be, their warranty program is phenomenal. They ship things out almost same day most times, no questions asked. And it's been a pleasure to work with them. It's been a blessing to have found them. Yes, Princess Mackerel cups. I'm stoked. Like, I have to say that all regal and be okay. Like, we've got them coming in for you, but realistically, I'm screaming inside because I know how good these turned out with the logo on them, and I know that the Ethos mugs are going to be even better just because of the size. So make sure y'all are coming in to get those. That'll probably hit the Facebook page before it hits the next live, since if they're shipping out tomorrow, I think we'll have them by about Friday. It is first come, first serve. We got a small run quantity to start, so come and get them while they're hot. And after that, events. So we have booked a couple events, or been asked to be present at a couple events within the last few weeks. Even one this morning. So just to kind of give y'all a running tally of where you can find us, if not at a Misfit business, if not back here at Misfit HQ from now through the end of the year. So November 27th, we're actually looking now to be out in Trenton about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They're doing their Christmas parade. Scott's Pizza and Kitchen, we've mentioned them to y'all as one of our Misfit businesses, and they're actually going to be giving out free Misfit coffee. So if y'all want to go ahead and head out there and get some, we will probably be out there as well. At least that's the current plan, Lord willing. So you can see us, you can see them, and again, just be able to just enjoy the holiday festivities with a good cup of coffee, something that's going to warm you to your bones and keep it going. December 2nd, we've got 2 events. So there's the Obion County Band Booster that they're running their Jingle Jamboree out there. So we'll be out there from 9. That's a lot of times to say out there. We'll be out in the public at the Obion County Jingle Jam from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then we'll also be splitting a little bit because we have our downtown market here in Dyersburg going from noon to 3:30 at the Farmers Market Pavilion, whole big setup down there. So you'll be able to find us in 2 places Saturday, December 2nd, which we're pretty excited because again, it's working with band groups is something, we're all 3 of us are musicians here at Misfit Militia, all 4 of us are musicians here at Misfit Militia, and so it's fun to work with that and just kind of reminisce on the memories of being in band when we were younger, and the band that we're in now. We're still a bunch of goofballs. Yes. And then just looking back, yes, as I should be indeed, Princess Magpul. And then December 9th, out Saturday as well, we will be out in New Bern. Rogue Tattoo Faith Off the Grid, they will be having their Christmas tree ceremony that Saturday. And so we've been invited to be out there as well. So y'all got plenty of chances to come get coffee. If you can't get out here, hopefully you can get to one of those places. If you still can't find one of them, feel free to hit up one of the Misfit businesses. We can't stress enough how much we want people to support the businesses that support us and trust us with their business. So again, that's Monday, November 27th out in Trenton. Saturday, December 2nd in Dyersburg and out in Obion County. And then December 9th, that's another Saturday out in New Bern. So y'all come see us, y'all come find us, come say hi, let us make you laugh a little bit and just see our goofy selves out there. But with that being said, get some more coffee. Oh man, even decaf, that's really good. I'm pretty happy with that. So a bit quicker into today's discussion, and more so what we want to discuss. Before I even go any further in discussion, y'all know that on the back of all of our bags and on the back of all of our cartridge boxes, we have, at least the full size boxes, we have just some text written on the back there. Want to go ahead and read it out loud. I don't know how many of y'all have actually been able to stop and read it, because I know with me, someone can hand me something 20 times and I may not actually stop and look at it once just because of how quick we're running. But for the debrief today, we really want to go all the way back to the start of the business and just kind of talk about the faith and the ministry that we've established this business to be carrying, our firmness in our Constitution and all of that. And y'all can see I've got no notes for this. This isn't something that is really planned out, because this is something that we at Misfit Militia, this is something we garner and walk with daily, and it's a lot more. It's a lot more genuine, I think, to just let it come from the heart, just on behalf of all of us here who are working day in and night out for all of y'all. So to just kind of go ahead and read this for y'all. Being American isn't a citizenship status. It's a way of life that embraces freedom. Freedom to live and pursue your dreams and allow others to do the same. Sadly, our government uses the media to divide us so they can strip us of this freedom. They tell us it's Democratic versus Republican, it's black versus white, it's man versus woman, when in reality it's we the people versus the government. Instead of fighting one another, we need to unify around the Constitution, which protects the freedom of all people, regardless of race, sex, or anything else. Our goal here at Misfit Militia Coffee is to promote that unity, starting with unifying around a delicious cup of coffee. So that was was and is and will always be Misfit Militia in a nutshell. You know, we are a coffee business. This is what we do. You see coffee everywhere. It's in the name. It's on the shelves. We've always got cups of coffee in our hands. But I know y'all have heard us say time and time again that this is not what we don't just stand by. Hey, we're a business. Come buy our coffee. The thing we stand behind is the message. God comes first. The people come second, the business comes third. And the main reason for that is, and you may notice the shirt that I'm wearing now. Let's go Brandon, right? Everybody knows what it means. People have chanted it and screamed it all around. We don't wear it as a statement of fighting specific people. We have said from the start that being able to look at how the world is moving, looking at just the quality of life, looking at availability of goods, looking at ability to pursue that American dream that was being able to go out and start a business and make a life for yourself and believe what believe the things you're following and not be shot down for it, like physically. We stand on it. We've stood on that from the start. When we first were thinking about making these shirts, Matt Chazzer had printed out 2 of these, and we'd worn them to where we were working, and long story short, we were told you have to neuter yourself politically and religiously on the job site. I know y'all are familiar with that because I know that's not just us. There's businesses everywhere that they will stand up and be behind people when they sign bills. They will push agendas and do all these things without ever consulting the workers. And we decided we were not going to put ourselves in a position where we had to go stand before God and tell him, yeah, sorry, I wanted to speak your word, wanted to stand up for what was right, but kind of really needed that paycheck. Because the Bible's very clear that we're not supposed to worry about tomorrow. That if the flowers of the fields and the birds of the air have what they need, then how much more will he provide for us? And so that is at the core of what we do. It's backing the American people as the American people. Not allowing agendas to come and say, well, you're different, you're not like me, so I can't even talk to you. We strive to have a cup of coffee with anybody who is willing to come in and sit and talk. And understand that being in finding any of the Misfits, being in a room with us, sitting down to talk, your views are your views. And if we truly love you, we're going to give you our thoughts and what we understand to be reality. But we're never going to treat you as something lesser, and we're never going to act like we're somehow more entitled because we have one thing that you don't. The whole point of the business was to get everybody around one table to be able to sit and discuss these things and not have to worry about, well, as soon as I open my mouth, they're gonna jump me. They're gonna go crazy. They're gonna start screaming. Back when we had first started discussing Matt Chazzer hosting firearms classes, I remember, we had been talking with one client of ours, and the person had stated their view of not feeling comfortable carrying. And after having a discussion with him, the person said, man, I thought that as soon as I said I didn't want to carry a gun, but I was okay carrying a knife, you were going to jump all over me as, Second Amendment, blah. And what good does that do? And that's the point we want to drive home, is that behind all this, again, just to read it right from here, our goal here at Misfit Militia Coffee is to promote that unity, starting with unifying around a delicious cup of coffee. We have no unity if we can't sit down at a table together. And so our goal here is to make it so that whoever you are, wherever you find us, however you come, whether you're dressed to the nines or dressed in whatever you could scrounge together, you're welcome in our door. You're welcome to come and sit and talk and to tell us your views, let us tell you ours, and we shake hands and smile when we leave. Because there's no need to be jumping down each other's throats. Now, us here at Misfit Militia, we are firm in our faith. And any question you ask us is going to come from the lens of a biblical lens. It's going to come from that outlook. Why? Because we understand just all that God has done in creating us and creating the world, and it's a message that we want to spread. Even more than just having general discussions, is we want to be able to spread that love, that truth, and that correction that God so lovingly gives to us each day. But the one thing you will not ever have from us is something where we just come out and attack. We want to be able to spread that peacefully and lovingly. And lovingly sometimes means gentle, sometimes it means giving correction. We do that with ourselves with the business. You've heard me say many times, I never wanted to jump into cartridges. And I had to learn quick that, hey, that's kind of what people want, and there's a way to do it well, and praise God we've got it. That's why you always hear when we talk about something with y'all, we say, if Lord willing, if God allows it, because we understand that His hand is over all of it. Something as simple as roasting and packaging coffee, making coffee soaps, getting things organized for y'all, getting everything planned out. It's all by the grace of God that we're able to provide it for you. And so we want to be that kind of business. Looking back at the comments real quick, appreciate that, Princess Magpul, deeply. Y'all being goofballs about being naked. Hey, you know what? I mean, that was Adam and Eve, and being that we can't account for everybody being in here. No, that's. Thank you, Big Eddie. Appreciate that. No, but it's really that's the point. Is that this was never about. This was never about being some multi-million-dollar business. We don't. If we only ever stayed as big as our Misfit HQ here in our small roasting room, and we have enough to sustain ourselves, perfect. There's a being raised Jewish, there's a Hebrew word dayenu that I've heard many times throughout my life, and it means it would have been enough for us. That's the standpoint that we take. If God gives us this room, gives us one roaster, gives us y'all that we have as Misfits, and not one extra person, and we're able to keep spreading His word, it's enough for us. And so we want to make sure y'all understand that we're going to keep giving you updates. We're always going to make sure that we're transparent and that you know what's going on, and that we're doing the things that God has shown us that we need to do to keep the business profitable, so that we can keep being a business for y'all, the people, so that we're still here for you to have that place. But we are not. It's not a thing of being after a profit. And if we explode, by the grace of God, the level that we're at, by the grace of God. If we stay right here, it's by the grace of God. But it's always going to be a business where you as Misfits can feel welcome. It's always going to be a business where you can come in and get a cup of coffee, and you don't have to worry about being kicked out the door. It does not matter. If you're willing to come and sit and listen, we are willing to sit and listen. And we are willing to sit and talk. We're willing to walk through the Bible. We're willing to walk through political events. We're willing to walk through the Constitution. We're willing to walk through your coffee setup. Whatever it is, it's a skill set that God has given us to be able to witness, and this is our outlet for it. We sure do, Big Eddie. We appreciate you greatly. But so that's what we want y'all to understand, and that's why we're kind of setting this debrief aside, because we're coming up on the holidays. And what do you get from every business? It's always pushes for sales and deals, and we've got that coming for y'all too, as we've already stated. And we've got the giveaway, and we've got all these things. But these are the things that build a business. But none of that works if God's hand isn't in it first and foremost. And so we just want you to understand that for the holidays, especially, where things can be overly joyful, they can also be overly painful. A lot of people have bad memories with holidays like this, and it just ends up being depressing for some people. And we just want everybody to understand that the profits come second. If any of you walk in here and need an ear, business shuts down and we listen. And we'll pick back up when we're done. Why? Because that is second to the business God has given us of witnessing and being, as cliche as it always is used, His hands and feet. It's cliche, as Matt Childs says, it's cliche for a reason. Because there's value in it. Ask Princess Magpul what she sees the business for. Ask Matt Childs what he sees the business for. Ask any Misfit what they see the business for. Ask the strategist what he sees the business for. Ask me. We're all going to tell you the same thing. It is to be witnessing and to be that source of comfort for y'all. So never think that this is business first. We do all of these little things of the debrief and all that because we want you to be involved. And we want to make sure that y'all know what's going on. And frankly, if you see something you don't like, you come in and tell us. If you don't like the coffee, not possible. Just kidding. You come in and tell us. Whatever it is. We just want to be completely open. And we want it to be known that, again, first and foremost, we are a ministry business, and then we are a business. So as you see us out at these upcoming events, part of the reason we always try to be out in person is so that you can talk with us personally. And we've had many of y'all stand right beside the coffee cart, stand right beside our booths, our tables, come hang out with us in the back while we're roasting and just talk. And that's wonderful, because that's the bread and butter. Like that's the chef's kiss of it all, is being able to sit and just have that time with y'all and be the ear, and be the voice of reason, be a voice of correction, be a voice of truth, be a voice of love for everyone as God gives to us. So don't forget that, and that's really it for the debrief. Really just wanted to go back and make sure that y'all had that just full out in front with everything else, holiday deals and all. Just remember that first and foremost, that's what we're here for. It's not even for the caffeine. I know we're here for you Misfits, and we don't ever want you to forget that. That being said, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. Looking back at the comments, have more fun when we get those beautiful moments to witness. Amen. Man, you couldn't have hit it straighter on the head, because that's I'll just tell you real quick before we go, just the testimonies that we've had when we've been back here, when we've been out at different events, and people just sharing their lives. I know for me personally, the thing I love about Dyersburg is that everybody is so real, and there's no guesswork. And so when we stand out with someone and talk, if their life's going great, you know it. If their life's going terribly, you know it. And there's no guesswork. And so it's very easy to be able to have a conversation like that. So as we witness more of these moments, as y'all continue to trust us with your time and trust us with your finances, even of just coming in to just spend money on a cup of coffee, it matters, and it gives us a chance to speak to y'all. So from the bottom of our hearts, we really thank y'all. Could not be more appreciative of what you've trusted us with. And we have a lot on the horizon for y'all. I know I can't say too much more, but I know Princess Magpul's been working on a couple different things. So, and if y'all know anything about the Misfits here, she's the most crafty in terms of, the things that just round out a business. She's got that. Matt Schauser's got a couple things in the works, which if you know him, his knack for designing things and going to the next point and saying, well, what else can we do? He's got a couple things that we may be asking for some people to come, I don't know, stop in and test. So ask if you come on in, and we'll be happy to give you just that little extra bit of something to brighten your day. Speaking back real quick, God is, I'm going to read some of these comments because I think they're going to hit. So Phil is saying, God's given everyone a story to tell. We're all ears, and of course the coffee tops it off. Phil, as a strategist, yes, that's, it's absolute truth. We all do have a story to tell, and it goes far beyond making money. It's got nothing to do with making money. The money is the means by which God has given us to be able to survive, but that's not the main point. Princess Magpul, that's what drives the business. Which, see, there you go. It's not just me saying it. And yes, we do have to get reined in. It keeps coming out of our paychecks. But hey, like I said, a business is a business. So if I keep drinking all the coffee, then yeah, it's got to come out of my paycheck. And I understand that. But no, so that's it for the debrief today. Again, and just want the last thing I want to hit actually before I go, because I know it's on there and I didn't fully touch on it. But the statement on our bag talking about the government using things to divide us. No, this is not what a lot of people assume when they hear Second Amendment as just a call to grab your guns and start running out. That is not what we stand on. We've been asked before. No, we don't just support blatant violence. We support defense. We support defense of ourselves as God's enabled us to do, and as the Constitution outlines that we have the right to do. When the business first started, Mad Schauser brought out Psalm 144:1, which you see on all of our products as well. Blessed be the Lord, my God, who trains my fingers for battle, my hands for war. Hands forward, fingers for battle. I might have had that backwards. But understanding that God has trained us to be able to defend ourselves. Husbands are called to defend their homes. Wives are still called to be able to defend the home when the husband's not there. So we stand on all those principles as well. Again, not as a thing of just go out and wage war. But when injustice is being done, we are called to defend. And so that's why we vehemently stand against all of the current ideologies of things going against the family unit, of things going against people in America being able to be united. We vehemently detest those things. We are all for being unified. That's supposed to be the beautiful thing here. And yep, Phil, hit it on. R.I.P. Billy Mays. Man, I love this. And Phil, you hit it on the head. We're just donning the armor of God to fight the struggles we may face. And that's all this is. There's so many different pieces of that armor and facets that they take. But I can keep rambling about this for hours, honestly. So just to wrap up the debrief, that's what we stand for. That's why we're here. And we're going to ask y'all to hold us accountable. If we ever look like we're stepping away from that, call us out, because true brothers and sisters in Christ do that. We correct each other when we're wrong. So that all being said, y'all know what's coming. Be looking out for these mugs. We still have a couple of these small 8-ounce tumblers left. Make sure you come get them because they're still wonderful, especially with the espresso shots that we're now pulling out of the Keurig that I've been drinking more and more of here recently, and adding to more of y'all's cups when you come in. Come get one while they're still here. Get one of our Ethos mugs while they're still once we get them in, while they're still here. And be on the lookout. We should be having some of those Christmas deals for you shortly. But more importantly than that, come on in and just let us pray for you if you need it. If not, just come on in and let us put a smile on your face. With all that being said, I am Big Bad Jon, live from Misfit HQ that God has blessed us to call our home. And with that being said, stay safe, stay free, and stay caffeinated, Misfits.